we are love. I believe. Yeah, we should be. We should be. We should
She
be.
fought 2 athletes and 3 singers.
My president is 45. He told me to hit you with that 45.
Okay, guys. Stop the nigga nonsense.
Okay, you are not a rapper.
Y'all singing rap videos on the Trump video. Let's get into this greatness.
Cause
Okay, guys. Oh, wait. Hold on.
my president's 45.
I know, man. You got this guy singing Future.
You should have worn your shirt today.
Yeah, you should.
I did. I wore it on the other video. They're gonna see it. But okay, guys. So we found this video called "Donald Trump: The Long Road to the White House." This guy, probably a lot of people seen this already. He had a ton of comments. The guy, everybody's complaining because the guy put like music in it, and I kind of
So
like
they took it out.
I heard a little bit.
No
of it,
piano.
yeah.
They took
Yeah.
piano out.
No piano.
Yeah, 45 minutes with a
Shout out
piano.
Dakota.
So we're finna go ahead and get into this, guys.
Shout out Mary.
I wasn't familiar with Trump when he was running and like all the debates he was doing, so I haven't heard anything. So let's hear Trump in his prime running for president. Let's get it.
Oh, is this what this is? Like a hype video.
It's like highlights. 5-star.
The 5-star recruit,
I like the music though.
straight from New York.
It made
Would
us.
you like to be the president of the United States?
I really don't believe I would run it, but I would like to see somebody as the president who could do the job, and there are very capable people in this country.
Why wouldn't you dedicate yourself to public service?
Because I think it's a very mean life. I would love and I would dedicate my life to this country, but I see it as being a mean life, and I also see it as somebody with strong views
He talks the same.
and somebody with
sounds
the kind of
exact
views that
same.
are maybe a little bit unpopular, which may be right, but may be unpopular. Wouldn't necessarily have a chance of getting elected against somebody with no great brain but a big smile.
This sounds like political presidential talk to me, and I know people have talked to you about whether or not you want to run. Would you ever?
Probably not, but I do get tired of seeing the country ripped off.
Why would you not?
I just don't think I really have the inclination to do it. I love what I'm doing. I really like it.
Also, it doesn't pay as well.
No, it doesn't. But, you know, I just probably wouldn't do it, Oprah. I probably wouldn't, but I do get tired of seeing what's happening with this country. And if it got so bad, I would never want to rule it out totally, because I really am tired of seeing what's happening with this country, how we're really making other people live like kings, and we're not.
You've said, though, that if you did run for president, you believe you'd win.
Well, I don't know. I think I'd win. I tell you what, I wouldn't go in to lose. I've never gone in to lose in my life. And if I did decide to do it, I think I'd be inclined, I would say that I would have a hell of a chance of winning, because I think people, I don't know how your audience feels, but I think people are tired of seeing the United States ripped off. And I can't promise you everything, but I can tell you one thing, this country would make one hell of a lot of money from those people that for 25 years have taken advantage. It wouldn't be the way it's been, believe me.
Hey, bro,
But
with the
you
music,
might be
it was
classified as an Eastern Republican. Fair?
I guess you could say that, yes.
Which means kind of a Rockefeller, Chase Manhattan Republican?
I never thought of it in those terms.
How do you define it? Are you a Bush Republican?
No, I think I'm really, the people that I do best with are the people that drive the taxis. You know, wealthy people don't like me because I'm competing against them all the time, and they don't like me, and I like to win. The fact is, I go down the streets of New York, and the people that really like me are the taxi drivers and the workers, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, I really get
Well,
a great
then why are you a
response.
Republican?
I have no idea. I mean, I am a Republican because I just believe in certain principles of the Republican Party.
You have flirted with the idea of politics. Now you're here at your first national convention. Does that get you interested in possibly making the plunge?
Now you have to tell me something. Who told you I flirted?
Well,
I didn't know that I flirted with.
Well, you took out full-page ads in the New York Times to talk about your foreign policy. Some people would say...
I do feel very strongly about the country. I love the country.
You've become a
I
role
love the
model
country, too.
in this country. The reason that your book sells, the reason that your board game sells, is because people are looking to leaders. People are looking for values, and you're one of the people. And it's no, you may dismiss it, but people are talking about, you know, Donald Trump for president. What they're really talking about is Donald Trump, show us the way. Be the true white hat.
This has been going on for a long time.
Again, somebody that has a good instinct financially. I have had historically. I followed markets. I've been going the right direction, whether it's
Sounds a
New
little
York
different,
real estate or stocks
Sounds
or whatever.
younger.
I know from a common sense financial standpoint that something has to burst. When a country is losing billions and billions and billions of dollars a year, and when other countries are making hundreds of billions of dollars, something is going to burst, and it's going to start here. I know it. It's a question of when. To me, it's not a question if, it's a question of when. And unless we're going to solve our problem, and the problem is caused by our allies, unless we're going to solve that problem, this country is in very, very big trouble. And I'm not talking recession kind of trouble, I'm talking depression kind of trouble.
Listen,
Would you really like to take over and run the country as you have run your organization?
I would much prefer that somebody else do it. I just don't know if the somebody else is there. I don't know if we have the kind of advocate that you need. We need major surgery. This country needs major surgery.
Are you the surgeon?
I think I do a fantastic job, but I really would prefer not doing it.
Are you saying you will take it only if drafted?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I hope that somebody comes along who can be an advocate, and I think that somebody will be so popular.
But you haven't seen anybody.
He or she will be the most. But I don't see it now. I wish that person were there. But again, I do know one thing. It's not a question. This country is losing hundreds of billions. It's not a question if, it's a question when.
I have never understood how this is possible. I have never understood how somebody throughout this country didn't sue the United States government and have that overturned. I mean, you had people, investors, investing over a 10-year period for under a set of conditions. And this is, as I was talking before, playing the game. We're all playing by a certain set of rules. The rules were changed for the government, but they weren't changed for us. I mean, it was an incredible circumstance that happened. And people went bust by the hundreds of thousands, and I hope you weren't one of them in terms of that, but obviously you know a lot of people that were. They changed the rules on taxes, and you have some incredible situations where people guaranteed personally a stream of payments to be paid over a 10-year period based on a stream of tax benefits for perhaps a very good job, like a low-income housing development. Nothing wrong with that, a very positive thing. And after 2 years, they got wiped out with the taxes, and yet they still owed all of this money. And many of these people, most of them.
So that means he doesn't hate poor people. You know how people always say he hates poor people, bro? God, literally, the guy that was just here, he said, Trump just hates poor people. You remember you just said that, right?
Yeah.
That kind of just debunked that.
Yeah.
He says there's nothing wrong with that. Bro, people always
say on Twitter.
Trump hates poor people. What the heck? That was sad.
Housing development, nothing
Made me
wrong
believe
with
it a
that. A
little
very
bit.
positive thing.
Go back a little bit.
And
He
after
said he want
a
everybody to be
period,
their own king.
based on a stream of tax benefits for perhaps a very good job, like a low-income housing development. Nothing wrong with that, a very positive thing. And after 2 years, they got wiped out with the taxes, and yet they still owed all of this money. And many of these people, most of these people, had to declare bankruptcy. They couldn't pay it.
That's crazy.
Candidate Donald Trump. Last Friday, he attended a fundraiser for Minnesota Governor Jesse Ventura. They also held a joint news conference.
This is the year I was born.
This looks like we're here to announce that Donald has been signed as the #1 draft pick of the team. No.
Was that 2000?
Yeah.
You know, nobody talks about the soldiers that are coming back with no arms and no legs. And I saw at Mar-a-Lago on Mondays, I make Mar-a-Lago my club that you know about.
In Palm Beach.
I make that twice now. On a Monday, I let returning Iraqi injured soldiers come to the premises. The most beautiful people I've ever seen, but they're missing arms and legs. They're with their wives. Sometimes they're with their girlfriends, and the tears are coming down the faces of these people.
Hold on, though. A lot of people say Trump's the only president that's anti-war. Vivek said that he was going to be anti-war, too. Who else was anti-war besides Trump that was in the 45 presidents?
45.
Anti-war presidents.
I know FDR was. He was like the isolism.
You said running for the 45th?
No, like any of the 45th presidents.
After him, so I know
which ones were anti-war.
I think FDR.
Because I hear a lot of people say Trump was the only one anti-war. I wonder if that's true or not.
I think.
Look that up. Check. Can y'all confirm that? We'll keep going.
I think FDR was, but until
He always talk about FDR. He loved FDR.
I'm telling you, until we got bombed.
And they said in the comments that he was a Democrat.
No. They said
FDR was a Democrat.
They said they were Democrats. They said it had a bunch of likes.
That's crazy. FDR was not no Democrat. I thought he was the only person that had the.
No,
I'm
somebody.
Teddy. No, I'm talking about Teddy. Teddy Roosevelt. I'm talking about Teddy
That's what it
Roosevelt.
said.
I'm thinking about Teddy Roosevelt. Then it's one of the Roosevelts.
Well, I don't know, guys. Let's know if that's true.
Who?
Oh, FGK was.
I thought he was a Democrat.
JFK.
JFK. JFK.
They killed him.
I thought he was a Democrat.
LBJ. Who else?
Lyndon B. Johnson.
Lyndon B. Johnson. Murder.
They're with their wives, sometimes they're with their girlfriends, and the tears are coming down the faces of these people. Well, I just hate what's happened to this country. We've gone to a country that's no longer respected. We're in a war that we should have never, and by the way, I'm worse than any hawk there is in terms of military and in terms of defending ourselves. But Saddam Hussein didn't knock down the World Trade Center. He had nothing to do with it. And there were no weapons of mass destruction.
The other day, the head of 3M said that President Obama...
What you mean? What's the confusion about with that?
So while we was over there then?
Money, poppy seeds, oil. Laptop died.
Today, the head of 3M said that President Obama is anti-business. Do you get the same feeling that he does?
Well, I don't know that it's anti-business or he just really doesn't know exactly what to do. And I'm afraid it probably is the second thing. I don't see him necessarily as anti-business. I think that he is not sophisticated in the ways of business. He hasn't dealt with the people that you've dealt with and that I've dealt with. I deal with China as an example a lot. It is never easy. And I've made some very big deals with the Chinese. I've come out on top. I've come out in great shape. I sell apartments to Chinese people. I get along great with them. It's not like, anti-China. I just think it's ridiculous that we allow them to do what they're doing to this country with the manipulation of the currency that you write about and understand, and all of the other things that they do. And frankly, if I were them and if I could get away with it, I take my hat off to them, frankly. They do get away with it.
Wow.
And I hire companies all the time, and it's so hard for our companies to compete against Chinese companies. I mean, these companies have such an advantage, whether it's glass for a curtain wall or whether it's, and you use the term because you know what's happened, sheetrock. I mean, they used to give us sheetrock, just give it. And everybody that was unfortunate enough to use Chinese sheetrock had problems. I mean, problems like where people were dying from it. The good news, Steve, our product is much better, but with the manipulation of their currency, it's very, very, very hard for our companies to compete.
What do you mean by that? Manipulation of the currency. That is insane. That is a crazy statement just to say.
Google it.
My phone.
I mean, I feel like it's on the tip of my tongue. I feel like we learned about that already,
No, that was about BRICS.
I think you said we're just losing business deals in general.
Yeah, but that's why I think we do need a businessman as a president, bro. Because you could just go in there and just be like, I mean, I'm pretty sure they have like people around them that know business pretty well, but like you have to know business.
I'm sure they know like
we're
politics.
Getting fucked over, basically.
I'm sure they know politics and like
they need some business, bro. Because the country can lose out. But everybody, I ain't gonna hate to say it, but everybody's moving off bread. Like, and their happiness is off of money, pretty much. So if we getting fucked over, like
the economy affects a lot of things.
You know what I'm saying? So if we getting fucked over in other countries, then the economy's gonna be fucking shit.
Exactly.
So we need a businessman making the economy great.
Our product is much better, but with the manipulation of their currency, it's very, very, very hard for our companies to compete.
That's insane.
But I'll certainly do whatever is necessary and however I can help, whether they want me to make speeches, whether they want me to contribute, raise money, I'll do whatever I have to do. We need somebody great as a president.
Small business guy, that's great.
Hey, he endorsed him?
I know that you were mentioning that Aaron and I did a kind of an interesting video not that long ago in August about how things have fallen apart. But at that point, the only people who were saying it were us and you.
I was saying it. I was saying it a long time ago. And frankly, they're talking about 50 basis points. I think you should drop it a point, a full, solid 100 basis points, and just sit back and see. And I was actually looking at somebody, a gentleman from Goldman Sachs was saying 175. Right. So that's going to be interesting. But I think that's ultimately going to be happy. And it would be nice if Ben could get now ahead of the curve instead of always being behind the curve. He's behind the curve. Say what you want about Alan Greenspan. He was always slightly ahead of the curve. Right. And that was always brilliant. And he had this incredible reputation. I think Ben has to get a little bit ahead of the curve. He has to do something dramatic. And I really think what he should do is surprise the hell out of everyone and do it 100, and let's see what happens.
That would be big. Any politician, do you think, has the pulse? Anyone running for president has the pulse of what you know about the economy.
Well, the biggest problem is something I never hear about. I told you about it once. Every time they lower interest rates, the cartel, because I call it a cartel, the illegal monopoly, raises oil prices, okay? So the monopoly, because that's all it is, it's a total illegal monopoly. If businesses ever formed OPEC, everybody would be put in jail. Here they are, and every time a country hits oil, they're invited in to the cartel, okay? It's a disgrace. So what happens is every time interest rates go down, oil prices go up, and it's the same number. I mean, practically the same money. So they lower it, they raise it, they lower it, they raise it. Now you have oil that's close to 100, going to be over 100, and nobody in this country calls and says, get that damn oil price down.
That is actually crazy, though. So he said they lower the interest rate.
The price of oil goes up when the interest rate goes down.
That's insane.
So it's no really win
at all.
So he's saying lower but he also said do it. He said do it at 0.5 or do it point.
But what interest rates are he talking about? He's talking about
I think
mortgages,
all interest rates pretty much. Because like right now, every single interest rate is high as shit, bro. Mortgage interest rates is high as shit. Car interest rates are insane.
He said the price of oil goes down and interest rates goes up.
No, he said if it goes down, he said what they're doing is making the interest rate go down and then raising the price of oil, basically.
Yeah, so when oil is down, interest rates are up, and that actually makes sense because the price of a barrel of oil right now is actually $88. I just saw.
But that wouldn't make sense.
It would, because you said the interest rates are high if the oil prices are low. So if the interest prices are low,
no,
he didn't. He said, is that what you just said?
That's literally what he said.
Yeah, just right. And it says right there it's 100.
If one is high, one is low.
It's headed to 100.
If one is low, it's like this.
I thought he said when they raise the interest rates, they're gonna raise the price of oil.
Yeah, no,
it's saying lower.
When the price of oil goes up, the interest rate goes down, and then vice versa.
So what happens is every time interest rates go down, oil prices go up, and it's the same number. I mean, practically the same money. So they lower it, they raise it, they lower it, they raise it. Now you have oil that's close to 100, going to be over 100, and nobody in this country calls and says, get that damn oil price down. You get it down.
We need a businessman.
But I have to tell you that our country is in serious, serious trouble. We owe $17 trillion our debt. How do you pay off $17 trillion?
How?
Nobody ever heard the expression a number of years ago. The word trillion. We have debt that's beyond belief. We have deficits that nobody can even comprehend. China, which I've been talking about for the last 5 years, yesterday, right in our face, they just devalued their currency. Now, for those that don't understand devaluation, what they're basically doing is saying, we're really ripping you big league. Nobody's ever done it better than us, but now we're going to really do it again. And the reason they did it, and everybody was surprised by it, was because our leadership is so weak and so pathetic that they can get away with it. And believe me, they're taking our jobs. And they're taking
actually, what he said kind of happened.
And China's not the only one.
Right now.
You look at other countries, they're all doing the same thing.
Insane.
They have no respect for our leader. And frankly, they have no respect any longer for our great country. And it's so simple to solve. What we need is a strong economy. What we need is jobs. Now, you hear these phony job numbers, 6.7%. The 6.7% is probably 21 or 22% real numbers. When you give up looking for a job, it's like they consider you employed. It's amazing.
Whoa.
They changed this. You know, in the old days, if you had people that couldn't find work, they couldn't find work. Today, such a huge number. Now you look at what's going on with Afghanistan. You have Karzai that's treating our president like he doesn't even exist. So they make a deal, and I'm not advocating stay because frankly, I want to build this country. I want to build these schools. I don't want to build a school in Afghanistan, a road going to the school, watch it get built up and then blown up 4 times.
a road in Africa.
And they keep rebuilding and rebuilding.
Think about
and you
it.
go to Brooklyn, New York, and you can't have schools. You go to Iowa, you can't. You go to wherever you go, and you can't have schools. Because we don't have any money, because we're spending it in other places where, frankly,
First
they
president
don't
to
want
give
us,
African Americans
and I don't want them. And
colleges
it's amazing.
bread.
70 trillion. But remember we was talking about that, they're like, how are they even gonna pay that though?
We're not.
They're not. That's why I feel like debt is fake.
So like, yeah, it could be fake, but bro, think about it. I mean, I want that, bro. I need that. You
Yeah,
feel me?
yeah,
Like,
I
what
don't-
we gonna
I
do
don't-
about that?
Can you
Like,
whoop me?
people die over that. You feel me?
But
So
it's
we might,
over.
you know what I'm
Can you
saying?
whoop me?
But so when we all die, you think America gonna be able to pay that shit off?
I don't know. That's
Never.
what I'm trying to figure out.
The debt grows every day.
So it's over with. So that mean debt, in my opinion, nah, I'm tripping for saying that. But don't that mean debt cap then?
If you have power over the person who has debt that you are indebted to.
But a lot of people we owe debt to though.
I know. If they all gang up on us at once, then we'd be in trouble.
Chat chill. I'm seeing a lot of comments being deleted because y'all saying something crazy.
Frankly, they don't want us, and I don't want them. And it's amazing.
Oh, nothing crazy. It's a Biden and Trump a puppet or something like that. Something crazy.
Our country is in serious trouble. We don't have victories anymore. We used to have victories, but we don't have them. When was the last time anybody saw us beating, let's say, China in a trade deal? They kill us. I beat China all the time. All the time. When did we beat Japan at anything? They send their cars over by the millions. And what do? When was the last time you saw a Chevrolet in Tokyo? It doesn't exist, folks.
That is crazy.
They beat us all the time.
I never thought about that. Crazy.
When do we
Actually
beat
heard that clip
Mexico
before.
at the border? They're laughing at us, at our stupidity. And now they're beating us economically. They are not our friend, believe me. But they're killing us economically.
Wow, bro.
The U.S. has become a dumping ground for everybody else's problems.
You know, now that I know what I know now,
He's speaking
He's
facts,
speaking
bro.
straight facts.
It's true. Islamic terrorism is eating up large portions of the Middle East. They become rich. I'm in competition with them. They just built a hotel in Syria. Can you believe this? They built a hotel. When I have to build a hotel, I pay interest. They don't have to pay interest because they took the oil that when we left Iraq, I said we should have taken. So now ISIS has the oil. And what they don't have, Iran has. And in and I will tell you this, and I said it very strongly.
Bro, hold on. Bro. Have
Years
y'all
ago,
ever heard a president really tell you just what it is, though?
Yeah,
I've never heard
he
nobody-
keeping it
he
to-
wasn't a president yet.
Well, yeah, but anybody,
It's
a
him
candidate,
running,
just
though,
tell you
right?
like really what
He
it
was a
is.
candidate.
I've never heard nobody like Obama was just saying shit.
Vivek.
Yeah.
He
Other
saying some
presidents just sound like they
inspirational
saying
shit. Yeah, he really
We're
talking-
gonna do it. Nah, he's really telling you what it is.
He
Man,
said-
we supposed to get there.
It's all shit.
That's why this shit happened, man.
Come on, man, niggas build a fucking hotel, no interest. They gonna hit me. They gonna lick me. Am I American people?
What's that sound?
It's his phone.
Oh. Turn it down, turn it down. I can't.
take it. So now ISIS has the oil. And what they don't have, Iran has. And in and I will tell you this, and I said it very strongly, years ago, I said, and I love the military, and I want to have the strongest military that we've ever had, and we need it more now than ever, but I said, don't hit Iraq, because you're going to totally destabilize the Middle East. Iran is going to take over the Middle East. Iran and somebody else will get the oil, and it turned out that Iran is now taking over Iraq. Think of it. Iran is taking over Iraq, and they're taking it over big league. We spent $2 trillion in Iraq.
What?
$2 trillion. We lost thousands of lives, thousands in Iraq. We have wounded soldiers who I love. I love. They're great. All over the place. Thousands and thousands of wounded soldiers. And we have nothing. We can't even go there. We have nothing.
He said we can't even go there.
Every time we give Iraq equipment, the first time a bullet goes off in the air, they leave it. Last week I read 2,300 Humvees. These are big vehicles were left behind for the enemy. 2,000, you would say maybe two? Maybe four? 2,300 sophisticated vehicles they ran, and the enemy took.
You wouldn't hear nothing about this from any other person, bro.
You're right.
He telling us what it is. That's crazy.
Scary.
Last quarter, it was just announced,
Iron Man.
our gross
Remember Iron Man
domestic
1?
product, a sign of strength, right? But not for us. It was below zero. Who ever heard of this? It's never below zero. Our labor participation rate was the worst since 1978. But think of it, GDP below zero. Horrible labor participation rate. And our real unemployment is anywhere from 18 to 20%. Don't believe the 5.6. Don't believe it. That's right, a lot of people up there can't get jobs. They can't get jobs because there are no jobs. Because China has our jobs and Mexico has our jobs. They all have our jobs. But the real number, is anywhere from 18 to 19 and maybe even 21%. And nobody talks about it.
That is
because
crazy,
it's a
bro.
statistic.
I ain't gonna lie, he's speaking straight facts because all them cities like Michigan, well, not cities, states like Michigan,
Detroit.
Yeah,
That's Detroit, yeah.
Like also Maryland, they used to have them big well, they ain't had car factories, but they had
all
a lot
the
of factories.
factories, yeah.
States, they're like ghost towns now,
Think
bro.
about the Industrial
Everything's made in
Revolution.
China, bro.
Like that really
that's
did hurt a
crazy,
lot of
bro.
people. Like, bro, Michigan was like a flourished place
But
back
you know
in the
why
day.
they do it though?
Why?
Because for the business owner,
He gotta
it's more
eat.
profit.
Yeah, he getting
Why
taxed.
do we get our shirt? Why were we getting our shirts from overseas?
Yeah, that's true.
That's why
But they
the
can get
business
their
owners are doing it.
they can get their work way cheaper.
Exactly. Why does Apple make the iPhones over there or wherever they do?
That's true. My Nike head makes.
They pay them people $1 an hour.
Yeah, that's true. Huh. So I don't know how we can fix that.
The tariffs. If you gotta bring it back over here, you gotta tax their ass. So you try to make them stay in the United States and actually have workers. That's why they try to stop outsourcing.
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy.
Even 21%. And
Fuck
nobody
this man.
talks about it. Because it's a statistic that's full of nonsense. Our enemies are getting stronger and stronger by the day, and we as a country are getting weaker. Even our
problem.
nuclear arsenal
Made in China.
doesn't work. It came out recently. They have equipment that's 30 years old. They don't even know if it worked. And I thought it was horrible when it was broadcast on television because, boy, does that send signals to Putin and all of the other people that look at us and they say, that is a group of people and that is a nation that truly has no clue. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. We have a disaster called the Big Lie, Obamacare. Obamacare. Yesterday it came out that costs are going for people up 29, 39, 49, and even 55%. And deductibles are through the roof. You have to get hit by a tractor, literally a tractor, to use it. Because the deductibles are so high, it's virtually useless. It is a disaster. And remember the $5 billion website. $5 billion we spent on a website. And to this day, it doesn't work.
What?
$5 billion website. I have so many websites. I have them all over the place.
It's a website.
They do a website. It costs me $3.
Hey, bro, this dude's funny.
$5 billion website. I have so many websites. I have them all over the place. I hire people. They do a website. It costs me $3.
Nah, every day, every time I watch some guy out, especially this one though. I see why people ran in that damn.
I ain't gonna lie.
I see why people ran in that bitch.
I definitely do, bro. He definitely knows how to rally the people.
I'm gonna tweak out.
They weren't mad because he didn't win. They're mad because they believe that
it was rigged. Yeah, either way.
Which was
because it's just like
crazy.
Biden won. Yeah, I see why people.
And people it was physically seeing change probably, so they probably
thought he was. This is him.
Like
this
they seen the
text
text
right here. Cause he tuning me and he locking me in. I'm like, oh shit. We need to lock in for real.
But taxes was at their lowest when Trump was in office too.
Man,
so people
he was trying to get the American people to get some money.
This shit's
Go
crazy,
get you some money.
guys. Oh man, he got me want to run my sack off.
I have them all over the place.
I'm gonna go open me a business.
I hire people. They do a website. It costs me $3. $5 billion website.
They said buy all this. Yeah, you get. They just sending money to people. I can do $5 billion. Big.
We're gonna tax our American people and make them pay for it.
Well, you need somebody because
you're gonna pay
politicians
for middle class money.
Are all talk, no action. Nothing's going to get done. They will not
crazy.
bring us, believe me, to the promised land. They will not. As an example, I've been on the circuit making speeches, and I hear my fellow Republicans, and they're wonderful people. I like them. They all want me to support them. They don't know how to bring it about. They come up to my office. I'm meeting with 3 of them in the next week, and they don't know. Are you running? Are you not running?
They scared.
Do we have your support?
We scared, Trump.
What do we do?
Please.
How do we do it? I like them. And I hear their speeches. And they don't talk jobs, and they don't talk China. When was the last time you heard China's killing us? They're devaluing their currency to a level that you wouldn't believe. It makes it impossible for our companies to compete. Impossible. They're killing us. But you don't hear that from anybody else. You don't hear it from anybody else. And I watch the speeches.
He doesn't really care about the parties either, though. He keeps saying
I watch the speeches of these people.
Believe it a couple
And
times.
they say the
Republican
sun
Party,
will
a lot of
rise,
money
the moon will set.
With the other people.
All sorts of wonderful things will happen. And people are saying, what's going on? I just want a job. Just get me a job. I don't need the rhetoric. I want a job. And that's what's happening. And it's going to get worse because remember.
Is this, Brandon, is this where South Park got they took my job?
That was before this. that was way before this.
Wait, so what does it say?
I'm trying to find
money.
They're trying to say it actually benefits the country by doing that. Their country by doing that.
What do you mean, devaluing their money? Because we can't compete, they get more business in.
Let the reader.
You know what? I think it
No,
does.
I'm looking for it.
I don't know this, but in my brain, how I calculate this. Okay, so they're devaluing their money, right?
Yeah.
So when an American business person wants to, that means you have to pay them less wages because their money is worth less.
Okay.
You see that? So if you have a factory in America, you have to pay them American dollars. You have to pay them more. If you have a factory in China, the lower their dollar goes, the lower you got to pay them. It's worth less.
That means we drive their economy by then.
Yeah, because we have to get everything from them.
We drive their economy up while ours goes down. They're killing us. We can't compete.
That's crazy.
We can just outsource our labor. They're way cheaper, and rather than have stuff.
Like, if you got a business and you can make $10 million more a year to have your business made or whatever y'all do in China, you gonna do that?
Yeah, you have to.
That is crazy.
That's why them
got Pakistan on here too.
Hurts us. That's crazy.
Wow.
Because you'd always think if theirs was worth more, but
Bro,
just listening to this.
I don't know if that's
I never
right
watched.
or not. I have no idea.
No. What you said is literally
But
what it's
I see
saying.
why people are diehard Trump fans now, bro. Because he's literally keeping everybody in the loop. Like, you're not even clueless at all. I feel different watching this low key.
It says
I know
to
more.
raise.
It is.
He raised
wow.
Yeah.
He raised my knowledge.
Exactly what Brock said. Exactly what his pretty much
No,
saying.
yeah, that makes sense. I was thinking that. but I was like,
Outsourcing
I
our
don't
labor
really
to China
worry,
for cheap.
You know,
Them little Chinese boys work for 2
I
shiny
just put
nickels.
myself in the position of a business owner. You know,
Yeah, that's why
Think
we
from
need-
his perspective.
I can pay a little Chinese boy 2 shiny nickels. I gotta
I'ma
pay you
keep saying it.
$7.25 an hour. Shit,
Boy.
no.
we need a businessman.
It's a no-brainer for
And
me,
if
boy.
you fall over and break a record, you can sue me over there.
Oh, that
In case you
makes
don't get a new one.
sense. I see why. Y'all, I got conspiracy theory, guys.
what?
Don't get hot at me, chat. Don't get hot at me, chat.
What?
All right, so man, so Trump probably got in office and said, man, China, that shit over with. I'm finna hit y'all with tariffs, right?
COVID.
COVID. Fuck you, Americans.
They said we gonna have some bats.
That's why right
I ain't gonna
now,
lie.
Trump, he on to something. Because Trump right now said, we will not shut the country down again. I promise.
Promise you. Like,
Oh,
shit.
Yo.
I see why you was trying to get rid of TikTok.
Oh, shit.
We wasn't thinking,
He said
chat.
we don't want them Chinese after our
shit.
shit. We're not giving them damn
Cause
Chinese
like, bro,
no money.
y'all look, think about it. I'm finna hit y'all with some shit. Y'all ever seen them China factories over there?
Yeah, I have seen
They're horrible.
No,
like,
they are.
they're like that's like that damn near slavery over there.
It is.
Yeah,
So
it is.
if we make them have to compete, that mean them workers have to get actual money and actually have a prosperous life like American, you know. That make, you know, capitalism kind of spread over there.
Let's get through this, man.
Let's get through it. But do
Yeah.
y'all think that we really don't have 20% of the country now with jobs though?
This is a long time
This is
ago.
2015, bro.
Yeah, but that's
It's
still
almost
crazy.
9 years
That
ago.
I mean, might be
Man,
what
press
you
play,
think it is
man.
now.
I see why
It's
you
lower
got
now.
China's
Yeah, a lot of people,
Virus.
like the jobs are very available right now.
All sorts of
Because
wonderful
of
things
no-
will happen over, and people are saying, what's going on? I just want a job. Just get me a job. I don't need the rhetoric. I want a job. And that's what's happening. And it's going to get worse because remember, Obamacare really kicks in 2016.
That was a problem.
Really big league.
Y'all know what Obamacare
It
did?
is going to be amazingly destructive. Doctors are quitting. I have a friend who's a doctor, and he said to me the other day, Donald, I never saw anything like it. I have more accountants than I have nurses. It's a disaster.
wow.
My patients are beside themselves. They had a plan that was good. They have no plan now. We have to repeal Obamacare, and it can be replaced. And it can be replaced with something much better for everybody. Let it be for everybody, but much better and much less expensive for people and for the government. And we can do it. So, I've watched the
You really
politicians.
have to listen to this man, bro.
I've dealt with them all my life. If you can't make a good deal with a politician,
People usually listen to Twitter.
then there's something wrong with
Twitter's
you.
a
You're
liberal
certainly
app.
not very good. And that's what we have representing us. They will never make America great again. They don't even have a chance.
Yeah, I'm finna
They're
get my red hat.
controlled fully. They're controlled fully by the lobbyists, by the donors, and by the special interests. Fully. They control them. Hey, I have lobbyists, I have to tell you. I have lobbyists that can produce anything for me. They're great. But you know what? It won't happen. It won't happen. Because we have to stop doing things for some people, but for this country, it's destroying our country. We have to stop, and it has to stop now. Now, our country needs a truly great leader. And we need a truly great leader now. We need a leader that wrote The Art of the Deal. We need a leader that can bring back our jobs, can bring back our manufacturing, can bring back our military, can take care of our vets. Our vets have been abandoned.
Like, why somebody would be against this, bro?
Yeah, I don't know why, bro.
They said there's a Trump
And we
interview
also
tomorrow.
need
8 p.m.
a cheerleader.
See you guys
know,
tomorrow at 8 p.m.
When President Obama was elected, I said, well, the one thing I think he'll do well, I think he'll be a great cheerleader for the country. I think he'd be a great spirit.
A lot of people are saying that.
He was vibrant. He was young. I really thought that he would be a great cheerleader. He's not a leader, that's true. You're right about that. But he wasn't a cheerleader. He's actually a negative force. He's been a negative force. He wasn't a cheerleader. He was the opposite. We need somebody that can take the brand of the United States and make it great again. It's not great again. We need somebody. We need somebody that literally will take this country and make it great again. We can do that. And I will tell you,
I'm actually pretty inspired right now.
I love my life. I have a wonderful family.
What are they?
They're saying, Dad, you're going to do something that's going to be so tough. You know, all of my life I've heard that a truly successful person, a really, really successful person, and even modestly successful, cannot run for public office. Just can't happen. And yet that's the kind of mindset that you need to make this country great again. So, ladies and gentlemen,
I thought you gotta have been made of millions of dollars to run the country.
I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great
Video
again.
can't be done.
Never mind. No,
I could not be more proud tonight to present to you and to all of America my father and our next president, Donald J. Trump.
I feel like
That's his daughter?
I feel like Trump the big bro.
That was his daughter.
I feel like Trump the big bro. You gotta spell Trump, dog. Trump the big bro, man. Nah, I ain't responding. I ain't gonna lie. This guy got me feeling emotional right now, bro. For real, bro. I didn't know he was this golden, bro. You know why they're against this? Like he said, he thinks that they're trying to end the country, bro. They could be that evil, bro. Maybe they're evil, or I mean, they're in it for the money, bro. I don't know.
They want to control us. That's why they're trying.
That could be what it is, man. Because he hasn't said anything that's wrong to me. Not one time.
That's because he's thinking about America first. How can we win? They think, how can they control us?
And they create these crazy narratives of this guy, bro.
That's how they control what
He
you
in
think.
the hood with 50 Cent.
They use Twitter, bro.
He
I'm telling you,
doing all
they use
types of
social
shit.
media,
They
bro.
did.
They use the power of social media to influence these kids.
Pause that.
Oh my God.
Elon Musk already uncovered that. They're actually like building a case for that. They were using Twitter and things to influence the people's things.
I know
They were
that,
like trying to penalize them for like not having like democratic like.
You would
things
never
on there.
ever see anything conservative Republican on Twitter.
You have to like.
I feel like 2016.
I feel like in order to see that type of stuff, you have to seek it out because even when even on my like For You page on Twitter, I still see like Democrat shit. Like liberal ass ideas.
That's true.
Like I had to follow pages like In Wokeness and things like that.
Yeah. Shout out
to get
it
it
sucks, man. They're finna get us off YouTube,
And I
bro.
seen somebody quoted that like
This isn't gonna last long, Chad.
They quoted In Wokeness and said they was racist.
They do post like a lot of stuff, but it's like.
But I don't follow them, so I don't see it.
I won't say it's racist, but they do post like a lot of stuff. Like they'll post like a black guy committing a crime against white people. They're like, oh, you won't see outrage. It just doesn't fit the narrative. But I mean, like that's about it. I won't say racist.
Go follow us on Rumble, guys, just in case.
I don't know, Brandon. I don't think. I mean, I hope this lasts long, and I hope YouTube allows all type of content. But the way it's looking,
we haven't been hit up for nothing.
We haven't had any strikes for any of this content, guys. But I mean, I've seen people that have, and I don't know,
What if
man.
a
I don't feel like
strike?
they
What if
promote it.
the SWAT team keep the door down?
We haven't broken any rules, bro.
Yeah, we going by our First Amendment. They don't want us to be free thinking Americans.
I'm free thinking.
Thank you.
That's why I won't pick a side.
Who would have believed that when we started this journey on June 16th last year, we, and I say we, because we are a team, would have received almost 14 million votes, the most in the history of the Republican Party. Who would have believed this? Who would have believed this? Friends, delegates, and fellow Americans, I humbly and gratefully accept your nomination for the presidency of the United States.
I gotta pop out, bro. I gotta pop out, bro. I see why now. I never really understood why, but I do now.
Wow.
Then you gonna get the hat.
That's 3 days after my birthday.
I got the shirt already, but
it's 3 days after my birthday.
Distinct privilege
He snaked my dog.
to
The super
introduce to
villain.
you
That's
the
why
president
he not finna win.
of the United States of America,
he wasn't
Donald
that
Trump.
long.
Damn, he was in his city too, New York.
Let's not demonize Pence. He didn't do nothing too crazy wrong.
No, I'd say he looks like a super villain.
He does. He like Adam. Bro, I seen the funniest video ever, bro. No, it was actually today. Someone, what's that show with all those ladies on?
The View.
The View, bro. Bro, I'm sorry, I gotta pause it. So they basically had a video of Joe Biden. Well, the lady was like, Joe Biden's been working out, and why are people saying he's old? Like, he's in good shape. And a guy made a clip of him falling off the bike. She said, I seen Biden bike for like miles. I couldn't even do that. And Biden fell off the bike when he first got on it. It was so funny, bro.
I said Joe Biden.
Yes, he
been
said,
working
I
out.
couldn't even do that.
We need to
The
have a
View is
debate,
so
us
liberal,
versus
bro.
The
Oh
View.
my God, bro. That right there,
And then after
that right there showed me they really were. Because I didn't believe it at first. But what they say about Pence?
Millions, billions of
He's a
dollars.
Judas. They're saying he's a op. They say you wrong for saying that.
Millions and billions of dollars.
Look at his little son right there.
Appreciate your studios.
Look at his young son right there.
As I've said
Trump
from
is
the
really
beginning,
slanging that thing. 70
How
years
is it
old.
not a
Look at his little son, man.
but rather
He like 70 with that little
an
man.
incredible and great movement made up of millions of hardworking men and women who love their country
He looked like him,
and
too.
want a
Same
better,
cut and
brighter
everything.
future for themselves
Same little
and for
haircut.
their family.
You're going to be great, boy.
It's a movement comprised of Americans from all races, religions, backgrounds, and beliefs who want and expect our government to serve the people, and serve the people it will. Working together, we will begin the urgent task of rebuilding our nation and renewing the American dream. I've spent my entire life in business looking at the untapped potential in projects and in people all over the world. That is now what I want to do for our country. Tremendous potential. We're going to get to work immediately for the American people. Again, it's my honor. It was an amazing evening. It's been an amazing 2-year
I'll
period.
never forget that PPP,
and
boy.
I love this country. Thank you. Thank you very
The
much.
PPP just started everything.
I see why he
He
did
started
that.
the love for Donald Trump, bro.
That is when people started.
By a crowd that's already beginning to say
Crowd.
Trump.
That's where he got
Behind Paul
sworn in.
Ryan, the Speaker of the House, and Kevin McCarthy.
Where he gets sworn in right
Yeah,
here.
I can't imagine
Y'all want to meet
what he's thinking, but it is a
I
solitary
think we
job,
could do
and
it.
while he is walking in a group, he's all alone. That's
The Nelk Boys really had this, man. That's crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President-elect of the United States, Donald John Trump.
Oh, bro, that would be a nervous moment right here. He has no fear. He has no fear.
Oh, he's funny, bro.
I would be terrified.
Is he still? Is that still his wife?
Was that his wife in the book?
Yeah, on the left.
It's a Malia.
He the only president that kept the players, bro.
We ain't got no first liner, man. Cool. Okay.
There, we.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly
Shout out to the
swear
mayor, man.
That I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the office of President of the United States
the office of President of the United States
and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
They shoot them cannons off.
You hear that every day.
PPP part 2.
I ain't gonna lie. That sound and them cannons, that's what you hear every day. They let down the flag.
Why all his kids got fake teeth?
PPP part 2.
Why do all his children have fake teeth?
They got the type of money, man.
Man, they got some choppers on them.
Like the shit out the ass.
They could buy the whole tire.
But no, seriously though, all Trump content we post, I ain't gonna say get limited. I say, yeah, a lot of Trump content we post must get limited. Biden get limited. They don't want to say anything about the president. They gotta watch it first. Dang.
Man, Donald.
Man, I'm on the first flight, boy.
See, they tried to post his inauguration. They said it was empty. Cap.
Why they be hating, bro?
They did try to do that on Twitter. They tried to do that on Twitter. You remember that?
I do. Hell yeah.
Every 4 years, we gather on these steps to carry out the orderly and peaceful transfer of power.
Bro.
Today's ceremony, however, has very special meaning. Because today, we are not merely transferring power from one administration to another, or from one party to another, but we are transferring power from Washington, D.C., and giving it back to you, the people.
I never knew he'd say stuff like this. He's not worried about the parties.
January 20th, 2017 will be remembered as the day the people became the rulers of this nation again. The forgotten men and women of our country will be forgotten no longer.
Wow.
Everyone is listening to you now. You came by the tens of millions to become part of a historic movement, the likes of which the world has never seen before. At the center of this movement is a crucial conviction that a nation exists to serve its citizens. Americans want great schools for their children, safe neighborhoods for their families, and good jobs for themselves. These are just and reasonable demands of righteous people and a righteous public. The oath of office I take today is an oath of allegiance to all Americans. We assembled here today are issuing a new decree to be heard in every city, in every foreign capital, and in every hall of power. From this day forward, a new vision will govern our land. From this day forward, it's going to be only America first. America first. Every decision on trade, on taxes, on immigration, on foreign affairs will be made to benefit American workers and American families. I will fight for you with every breath in my body and I will never, ever let you down.
They really had to put a virus on them, man.
America will start
Mitch
winning
McConnell?
again,
They said
winning
he's so old,
like
it disgusts
never
me.
before. We will bring back our jobs. We will bring back our borders. We will bring back our wealth. And we will bring back our dreams.
That border thing, he was the most right about that border.
We do not seek to impose our way of life on anyone,
right about that.
but rather to let it shine as an example. We will shine for everyone to follow. At the bedrock of our politics will be a total allegiance to the United States of America. And through our loyalty to our country, we will rediscover our loyalty to each other. When you open your heart to patriotism, there is no room for prejudice. The Bible tells us how good and pleasant it is when God's people live together in unity.
Amen.
We must speak our minds openly, debate our disagreements honestly, but always pursue solidarity.
Man, that was real.
When America is united, America is totally unstoppable.
I'm gonna keep it 100.
In America, we understand that a nation is only living as long as it is striving. We will no longer accept politicians who are all talk and no action, constantly complaining, but never doing anything about it. Do not allow anyone to tell you that it cannot be done. No challenge can match the heart and fight and spirit of America. We will not fail. Our country will thrive and prosper again. A new national pride will stir our souls, lift our sights, and heal our divisions. Whether we are black or brown or white, we all bleed the same red blood of patriots. We all enjoy the same glorious freedoms, and we all salute the same great American flag. Together, we will make America strong again.
He's crying.
We will make America wealthy again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And yes, together, we will make America great again. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
This inspired me, bro.
Thank you.
I want to be like this man.
No cap. He showed you could do anything you put your mind to it.
He's also born rich, guys. Don't forget that.
I will tell you,
Who I could be his daddy.
I love my life.
My son.
I have a wonderful family. They're saying, Dad, you're going to do something that's going to be so tough. You know, all of my life I've heard that a truly successful person cannot run for public office. Just can't happen. And yet that's the kind of mindset that you need to make this country great again.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great again.
Nobody believed it was possible, and he made it possible. That's really the craziest part.
He kept it 100, bro.
He did.
Man.
I think that's why people like him the most, though, bro.
He did it all with the
That
orange
made me
spray
like
tan.
him. He was telling me shit I ain't know.
I didn't know either.
Oh,
I had to research.
right,
For me,
man.
it's not even that. For me, it's
Hold
just-
on, you right, brother.
It's the numbers, bro. You look at the facts, the numbers.
Wow.
How do we go from that to Joe Biden?
Yeah, I don't
That's
know how
insane.
bad.
It was
the
because of that
COVID, bro. It
racist
was
and
the COVID.
Like,
It was
I-
like they
Floyd.
said they're trying to say that he didn't handle the COVID right.
And the George Floyd situation.
And all that, yeah.
It was just too much
Both
going
of
on.
those
If
things-
Biden run the COVID any better, though?
No.
But anyways, though.
No, I'm just saying
seriously,
that's why they was tripping.
Cause I ain't gonna
I don't think
lie.
that was what it
to be
is,
honest
bro.
with you,
I think that's part of
Before
it's a political agenda.
I'm finna tell y'all some crazy stuff. Before
they're saying Trump trying to kill us. He don't want to.
Let me say this one thing though. You can go to your point, bro. I'm gonna be honest. After this video, bro, it could have been rigged. It's just no way, bro.
Yeah, it probably.
People love this man on another level, bro.
Yeah, he didn't win the popular
It was
vote.
mail-in votes.
It's just no way, bro.
Hey, the Dope Boys, they did a prank and they had like fake voting ballots, and they like went to like real like Republican places, and they were like, "I found these in my mailbox, and they're all for Biden. What should I do with them?"
Wow, that's next level troll.
They're like, "Effing burn them!"
No, bro, that could be the reason they went to the damn Capitol and did that shit, bro. They dead ass wrong for that shit right there.
Hey,
Oh man,
y'all realize something? The country was kind of more together. Like right before COVID happened,
Bro.
we had more businesses popping up.
Before
the
COVID
XFL,
and George Floyd,
different wrestling arenas. It was all type of stuff. Just businesses that was actually able to compete with other businesses. It was just a lot.
After this video, I know what I'm gonna do for sure. But
what are you gonna do?
He's the one. I'm gonna put Vivek.
What are you gonna do?
Vice, and then once Trump's done with his second term,
Larry
Vivek. Larry Elder done, man. Larry Elder not gonna come up there and do what he just said.
Brock Appia.
Nah. Larry.
I think I'd make a great president.
Bro, he kind of like he's kind of like his little brother, like kind of, bro. Cause like he keeps it real, and I mean he's a businessman, and I feel like he's gonna do the job. So them my two.
I still like Vivek.
I still like, but you was gonna put him over this fool.
I don't know, man.
Like Vivek, I wouldn't be mad with either one of them though. But
I
this
like
right here
Vivek
was
a lot.
different.
I like them both, but I do like Vivek a lot.
Nah, he just bust my brain with the devaluing your
he bust my
dollar.
brain dead on this
That's
one.
I didn't even realize that made a lot of sense now. Like that really
Bro,
hurt our whole
imagine people-
economy, bro.
Imagine people witnessing that like live, though. Yeah,
Because they physically.
Did you hear him? You can hear him.
Oh my god, I bet people were so lit.
That was acting like they was in church.
Oh my
That was
god.
acting like they was in a black church.
Seriously, guys. Okay, this was truly inspirational, guys. Let us know in the comments, guys. I know the people in the chat. Go to the comments right now and tell us how y'all felt about this, guys. We're out of here. We're coming tomorrow, 8 p.m., right? Who's interviewing him?
Some lady.
Okay. Is they going to be like a CNN or something?
Aaron Andrews.
This guy right here. We'll figure it out, though, guys. Let us know what y'all think in the comments. If y'all figure out where he's being interviewed at, let us know in the comments. We're going, guys.